Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Maritus Narta Alam. It's student number G1D022005. Today I'm going to talk about my white paper with the title of the Big Mental Health Report 2024. In this white paper, we're going to spotlight a topic on the lives and experience of people living with severe mental illness in England and Wales. With the theme in the 2024 report, we've split this report into 5 chapters. It covers range of the key themes to build a full picture of the state of the nation's mental health. Inside each chapter, we explore everything from risk and protective factor to prevalence, support, and care. In chapter 1, we're going to talk about the current status of the mental health. We're going to focus on the facts about mental health right now. Inside, we brought together information from a variety of sources to give a clear idea about mental health in England and Wales. For the chapter 2, money and work, here we're gonna look at the relationship that money and work have to deal with the mental health. For the chapter 3 is access to and experience of mental health support. We're gonna look how people are accessing and experiencing mental health support in England and Wales. And chapter 4 is education and mental health. We're gonna bring together information about mental health and education. For the chapter 5 is stigma and discrimination. We're gonna focus on how stigma and discrimination affect mental health. For the chapter 1 is the current status of mental health. We're going to bring some data such as 1 in 4 in England will experience a mental health problem at some point each year, with 1 in 5 children and young people in England have a mental health problem. With the comparison of the women and men, in women, 90% in England were more likely to report having experienced symptoms of depression or anxiety compared to men with only 12%. With the 7.8 of adults in the UK felt lonely always or often in 2024. In 2023, 6,069 deaths registered in England and Wales were caused by suicide, with the rate of suicide being higher for men at around 75%. This is going to bring the mental health problems among adults is such as loneliness, suicide, and criminal justice system. For the chapter 2 is money and work. Money and mental health have a clear link. If you have a mental health problem, you will earn on average in £8,400 less per year than someone without one. 1 in 4 claims for personal independence payment or PIP were because of depression and anxiety in 2023, up from 1 in 6 in 2015. 82% of people experiencing homelessness have a mental health problem, a significant rise from 25% in 2014. Mental health was cited as the fifth most common reason for sickness absence among working adults in the UK in 2022. This is caused by many problems, such as having an increased amount of unpaid, working unpaid overtime more regularly, feeling isolated at work, concern over job security, talking on additional paid to work compensation costs, and workplace bullying or intimidation by coworkers. At chapter 3, we're going to talk about access to and experience of mental health support. With over 2 million on the waiting list for NHS mental health support in England alone, it's clear that access remains a big problem for mental health care. In England, we've seen waiting times get longer and services struggle with demand. Acute admission for mental health have increased. The average stay in hospital has to get longer. In September 2023, 19% or 28,663 people of post in the entire mental health workforce in England were vacant. While there was a 2 million increase in referral to mental health service in England between 2016 to 17 and 2021 and 22, the number of people in contact with those services only increased by just under 1 million. For chapter number 4 is young people and mental health. In England, children aged 11 and 16 years and those aged 17 and 24 years with a mental health difficulty were significantly more likely to have been bullied online. In 2022 and 23, 46% of children and young people compared to 12% in 2015 and 16 who received counseling in Wales has anxiety as their presenting issue. 1 in 5 children and young people in England have a mental health problem, but in 2023, only a third were able to access the treatment. This brings the conclusion of school and college can promote and protect children and young people mental health. They can do this by building mental health literacy, creating supportive and inclusive environment, and offering early and targeted mental health support. For the last chapter is chapter number 5 is stigma and discrimination. Stigma and discrimination are huge barrier for people living with mental health problems, and the sadly thing helps to start to backslide after years of improvement in attitudes to mental health. In both England and Wales, we've seen a similar picture of people knowing less about their mental health, with attitudes degrading overall. Since 2008, the people understanding of the attitudes towards mental health in England show signs of getting worse. This is caused by two main points, such as racism and racial injustice. There's compelling evidence about the impact of racism and racial injustice of the public mental health. Experiencing racism in any of its many manifestations is a causal factor for mental stress. For the cause number 2 is hate crime and racial violence. Hate crime is defined as any criminal offense which is perceived by the victim or any other person to be modified or hostility, prejudice towards someone based on a personal characteristic that includes race or ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or disability. I think that's all that I can say. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.